Greetings and salutations. It's Chris from Big Tex Ordnance. Once again, we have one of my favorite guests today, and we're going to be talking about
suppressor sauce
with Brett from HUXWRX. So give us a little background on this product.
So this product was, as everybody's been hitting me about, announced at SHOT Show earlier this year. We, being a safety company, right, beyond focusing on just suppressors, we wanted to take it up a notch and provide a safety product to help our end users service their suppressors. Now, while it does say HUXWRX on the package, it is a product we designed in-house, something we came up with to solve a problem that we felt was pretty big in the market. But the cool thing is you can use it on any brand suppressor. It's not just for us. You know, if you already own other brands, you know, oftentimes the questions I get at events, people ask, well, how am I supposed to clean these, right? And we'll get into 3D printed one-piece cans in a minute. But just in general, people say, hey, you know, I just bought this can. How do I go about cleaning it? You know, try to tell them, hey, well, you know, ultrasonic's the way to go. And some people may not want to step into that realm. They're not wanting to buy more equipment. You know, tell them what, you know, soak it in CLP, which is a pretty common one for us before we came out with this. You know, some people use Simple Green. Well, we wanted something that was going to be super easy for the end user to use, a complete package that not only helped maintain their product, but also was safe to use in and of itself. So for us, it's a really big deal. Announced at SHOT Show. Finally shipping out, you know, non-toxic, odorless, so you can set it in your counter at home. You're not going to stink up the whole kitchen, make the wife mad, kids smelling fumes. It's a home run for us, and we're really excited to get this out in the hands of the public.
No Simple Green flashbacks to basic training or anything like that. No PTSD. Anyway, so let's get into it. So one, tell us about you talked about non-serviceable 3D printed cans, which is a myth.
Right. So I get asked a lot. People use the term non-serviceable, and I know when I got into buying suppressors, you know, 15 years ago, that was a thing. It was a bullet point. It's like, well, how do I maintain this? I'm making a lifelong commitment through, you know, ownership and money. I'm paying extra for this. How do I take care of it so it lasts me forever, right? Is the idea that we're all going into it with. So now, you know, with the change in technology and us really pushing the envelope on 3D printed suppressors that are all one piece, especially with the launch of the Flow 22, 22s being notoriously dirty anyway, right? That's a pretty big thing. You know, people ask, how do we service them? You know, are they non-serviceable? You know, I'm kind of concerned about buying it. Well, for us, soaking it in CLP was always a really, really good process for breaking debris out of the can, maintaining its flow-through properties. Early on, when we came out with the Flow 556K, you know, the first 3D printed can we really pushed that got big contracts, has been a phenomenal seller for us and just an overall awesome product. The concern was, you know, how do I service it? How do I clean it? And people saw, you know, a 10,000 round count was what was put out there. And a lot of people didn't realize that was for a contract with no maintenance under the most severe use case. Right. And when does it start losing any of its properties? Number one being flow through. What starts losing it? 10,000 rounds, zero cleaning, extremely hard use, more than the civilian population will ever use. And so for us, trying to squash that myth was a pretty big deal. But really coming out with a new product, I think, helps with people understanding 3D printed technology and how to maintain it. 22 being super dirty, and a lot of concerned people, well, it's a one-piece can. 22 is really dirty. How do I clean it? Well, this is your answer for that.
All right, so let's talk about that answer. All right, so earlier we went through the first steps, but we're going to break down everything that comes in this.
Sure.
So first off, let's get part A.
Right.
All right. It comes with part A, which is a powder, comes with a part A that is a liquid.
Activator.
Activator. Part B, which is another powder.
Yes.
You get two of these. You get a mixed tube and a soak tube. Right now you can see that I have the mixed tube here because off camera, stage left, we have the soak tube.
Yeah.
All right. So walk me through the steps of step one, mixing up what we would do here.
Okay, so I tell people, you know, find a good clean workspace. If you spill a little bit of stuff, it's not gonna hurt anything that you're doing the cleaning on. As he said, it comes with two tubes, comes with part A powder, part A activator, and a part B powder. Part A and the activator for part A is designed to pull the carbon out of your can first. That's the first step, is pulling all the carbon out. And for people who want to nerd out over this, take your can and weigh it. If you have a scale, weigh it before you do any of this, and then weigh it after. And then you can get an idea of how much debris you've actually pulled out of that suppressor. Some people kind of love getting the numbers, right?
Oh yeah.
There's number guys.
Numbers.
And so we're going to take our mixing cylinder here, and you're going to take your part A, You're gonna pour your part A in, add a little bit of water, go ahead and add your activator, use your retrieval tool / stir tool, stir it up real good, and then finish adding the amount of water to reach the appropriate height in the mix tube. Once you've achieved that, go ahead and put your suppressor in the soak tube, and then you are going to take your mix tube and pour the solution into the soak tube. Now, again, as I mentioned previously in the video, this solution, before you clean a suppressor in it, is non-toxic and it is odorless. I know a lot of people at SHOT Show saw our engineers drinking a little bit of fluid before we put cans in it. Don't drink the fluid after you've soaked the can in it. It is toxic at that point, and we don't suggest taking sips from it. It's not a good idea. So you're gonna soak that for 2 hours. Once you've started the soaking process, you can go ahead and set the tube aside. If you have an ultrasonic cleaner and you're one of the people that swear by using it, you can actually fill it full of water. You can take the soak tube and set the soak tube full of the solution in the can in the ultrasonic and put the lid on if that's something you want to do, but it's not necessary. So here we have, how far in are we on the soak process on this?
We are not quite 2 hours yet. We've got about 20 more minutes before we can open this guy up.
Okay, so yeah, we have about 20 minutes left. Camera guy, I don't know if you want to zoom in on this and kind of look at the bottom of the cylinder and see all the debris soaking in the bottom of it. You kind of get an idea of what's being pulled out, and you will see the solution start to change color as it pulls debris out of it.
Yes, because when we started this, and you can see from the video, we might do a little, start to finish side by side here. It was white. It's now a bluish gray color. So I assume that's the carbon that it's pulling out, and we're seeing in there. Well, really cool. We're going to come back to this here in a few minutes, and through the magic of TV, y'all won't have to wait.
Okay, so we finished up part A.
Part A.
Now we're going to do part B, which pulls all the heavy metals out of the can.
We've drained it. We've rinsed it. We're going to go ahead and mix it up. Do not drop the can. So there's no activator on this one. All we got to do is add to the fill line.
Yes.
Did this earlier and mix this up a little bit. Okay. Next thing we're going to do, we use the what do you call this? Retrieval tool. Lower it down into the vessel, and then we're going to pour stage 2 or step 2 into the soak tube and let it soak.
2 more hours.
2 more hours. So we'll get this going. All right, 2 hours. We'll see you again.
2 hours later.
Okay, we're back. It's been 2 hours. We went and had an executive lunch. Rudy's Barbecue, can't go wrong every time. And now, as you can tell, we've got a cylinder of blue, even more blue liquid now that it's stripped all the hard metals out, right?
Yes. Carbon first, and then part B pulls the hard metals out.
All right, so what we're going to do
Heavy metals.
is reach down in here and extract the suppressor. Let it drip a little bit. Oh, we're gonna drop it down here. All right, now with this, once again, dispose of it as per local regulation. And you can, we tried to get a shot.
Yeah.
You can see there's some stuff floating around. Now this is definitely, my can's definitely not been heavily used.
Yeah.
All right, so we've probably got about 1,500 rounds through that can at the most. So it wasn't very dirty to begin with, but I'm really super happy to be actually, oh look, there's some more chunks coming out.
Yeah, still debris coming out of it.
It's still debris coming out of the can. Anyway, like I was saying, I'm really happy to be actually following manufacturers' guidelines on how I'm supposed to be taking care of my investment here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to let it dry just a little bit. Now, if I wanted to, I could take like an air compressor if I wanted to. Blow it out. Drop it in an ultrasonic cleaner after this.
We still got debris coming out.
Oh, yeah. So what's my next step here? If I
So take an air compressor, you can blow it out, or I think what we're gonna do today is we're gonna go shoot it, aren't we?
We're going to shoot it. Yep.
Yeah.
We're going to put it on the gun, clean the threads off a little bit here, and throw it on the gun and go put some rounds down range.
All right, so overall, what'd you think?
Awesome, man. Really cool how it shot all that stuff out down on range. If you've got any questions, drop them in the comments. We should have these kits readily available. That's something hopefully that we can keep in stock once Hux gets through their back order. We were talking about it earlier today. We should have the suppressor sauce kits in stock and the refills. Those refills are going to be super handy. Really cool product. I think it's going to help out a lot of people, whether it's a Hux can or Surefire can or anything out there. Check it out, bigtexordnance.com. And Brett, thank you once again.
Thank you for having me. It's a good time as always.
Thank you for watching.